So we're going to work on our first example to find area of a triangle given side, angle, side. Now remember, when it's talking about side, angle, side, is basically angle between two sides. So if we look at the first triangle, you see how this given angle, 79 degrees, is between these two sides. So we can use this formula. Now, even though it used A, B, C, and capital A, B, C, you can still relabel them. Now, this will be my lowercase a, my lowercase b. So I'm using, say, the first one. Then this will be my capital C, which is where H is. So capital C is right here. And which is always across from lowercase c. So if I were to label all sides, then across from lowercase b would be capital B. Across from lowercase a would be capital A, where K is. So that's how you would relabel if you're just using these letters right here. So when we're setting it up to find area, then it would be simply, I'm just going to be using the first form. So A equals 1/2 times 10, that's our A, times 14, that's our B, times sine of capital C, which is 79 degrees. Now the only thing I can only simplify is 10 times 14. So 1/2 times 10 times 14 is 140. Times sine of 79 degrees. And then after that, the only thing I could simplify is the 1/2 of 140, which is 70, times sine of 79 degrees. So once you have that, there's nothing else you can simplify from the 70 nor from the sine. Then this would be our final answer. I would box that one up. So review, given a triangle, if I want to use the first form, I label my sides, lowercase a, lowercase b, but you can label all sides. So what I did was, if I were to do all sides, so A, B, C, lowercase, across from lowercase c would be the angle, the corner would be capital C. Across from lowercase a, the angle is capital A. Across from lowercase b, the angle, capital B. Now this will help you a lot when you're using this form, even though the triangle already has the labels. And then once you label it, and it doesn't matter which form, but if I say I want to use this one, I label that my A and B. Plug it in, 1/2 times 10 times 14 times sine 79 degrees. Simplify, and then my final answer is area equals 70 times sine of 79 degrees. Once you finish the setup, then it just takes a couple seconds to plug this in and get a decimal answer. Alright, so in our second example, we have this triangle DEF or FUD with side 8, 9, and 15 and two angles, 43 degrees and 41 degrees. So if I wanted to label my sides, I could label in any particular order. So I can say this is my A, I can say this is my B, and I can say this is my C, all lowercase. And then once I label my sides, let's label our angles. So from across lowercase c, which is F, so I'm going to put a capital C. Across from lowercase a, which is D, so I'm going to put capital A. And then across from B, which is E, so I'm going to put capital B right here. Now, the only one I could set up is capital C, which is sine C, the first one, and then capital A, which is the second one. Alright, so setting it up, say I'm doing the first one. So 1/2 of A, which is 8, times B, which is 15, times sine of capital C, which is 43 degrees. Alright, so next, what I'm going to simplify is the 8 times 15. So I set out the 1/2. This will be 120 times sine of 43 degrees. And then next I can simplify 1/2 of 120, which is just 60, times sine of 43 degrees. I can't simplify 60 anymore. There's nothing I can do with sine 43 degrees. So this part will be my final answer. So that's one form of it. The other one would be the second one, where I use B and C and then angle A, capital A. So say if I'm using the second form, so 1/2 of B, which is 15, times C, which is 9, times sine of capital A, which is 41 degrees. Alright, so what I can do next is multiply 15 and 9, so that would be 135 times sine of 41 degrees. So when we do 1/2 of 135, I'm just going to keep it as a fraction, so 135 times 2 divided by 2, sorry, times sine of 41 degrees. I can't simplify it because it would be a decimal, so I'm just going to leave it like that, which is okay. So then, I'll write that as my final answer, and I'll box this. So, even though it's a different form, where I couldn't simplify 135 over 2, that's okay. All right now is just trying to focus on the setup. So area equals 135 over 2 times sine of 41 degrees, or area equals 60 times sine of 43 degrees. So whichever you use, that's fine, as I may need one or I might need all three depending on what kind of triangle I have here. Alright, given this third example, we have triangle XYZ with sides 6, 5, 9 and angles 25.7, 129 degrees, and then 25.3 degrees. So I'm going to label my ABC sides. So it could be in any order. So I can say that this is my A, my B, and my C, all lowercase. So once I label my angles, so across from A, capital A, across from C, capital C, across from B, capital B. Alright, so I label all my sides. So first thing is going to set it up. So I could do the first form right here. So 1/2 of my A, which is 5, times my B, which is 9, times sine of our capital C, which is 25.3. So sine of 25.3 degrees. Alright, so we're going to simplify the 5 times 9. So it's 1/2 times 45 times sine of 25.3 degrees. And then from the 1/2 times 45, it would be simply 45 over 2 times sine of 25.3 degrees. So there's nothing I can do from 45 over 2, which I prefer not to use a decimal. And I can't simplify sine of 25.3 degrees, so this form, I'll stop here. So this would be my final answer. Alright, say I choose a different form. Instead of using AB and sine capital C, maybe I do BC and sine capital A. So let's do that one. So say I was doing the second one. So B, which is 9, times C, which is 6, times sine of capital A, which is 25.7 degrees. So the only thing I could simplify is 9 times 6. So I'm going to have 1/2 of 9 times 6 is 54 times sine of 25.7 degrees. Next, I will simplify the 1/2 of 54, which is basically 27, then times sine of 25.7 degrees. And I know this is where I'm going to stop because I can't simplify 27, nor I can simplify sine of 25.7 degrees. So that would be my final answer. Now, say I didn't want to do the first nor second, I want to do the third form, which is fine. So if I were to do the third form, so area equals 1/2 times my A, which is 5, times C, which is 6, times sine of 129, which is our capital B. So the only thing I can simplify is the 5 times 6. So I'm going to have 1/2 times 30 times sine of 129 degrees. And then 1/2 of 30 will be 15. Then times sine of 129 degrees. And here, this is where I'm going to stop because I can't simplify the 15 nor the sine of 129 degrees. So I'm going to box that. So, in this example, when you have a triangle with all given sides and all given angles, you basically have 3 answers you can choose from. So the first one, I use the first form. So we're given area equals 45 over 2 times sine of 25.3 degrees. The second one, I use the second form. Area equals 27 times sine of 25.7 degrees. And then the third one, I use the third form. So area equals 15 times sine of 129 degrees. So again, when you have a given triangle with 3 sides and 3 angles, you have 3 forms of answers that you can use. Now, You might be required to show all three, or just pick one of the three. So it doesn't matter. Depending on the question, so if it asks you for all three, then you set up all three. But if it just asks for one, then you can choose in any form you like to use, as long as it matches with any of these three answers here.